I've got faster internet in my plane than most people have at home, thanks to this little rectangle, the Starlink Mini. Starlink doesn't advertise this, and most pilots don't even know it's possible, but I'm getting high-speed in-flight internet for only $65 a month. We all know cell coverage is pretty worthless here at altitude. In this video, I'll explain what Starlink is and show you how I've set it up in my plane to run off a ship's power without the use of expensive external batteries. We'll go flying and put the Mini to the test at speeds over 150 miles an hour. We'll test Netflix streaming, we'll check out some weather on windy, and I'll even make a FaceTime call to my mom. We'll do a speed test and I'll show you the secret way to unlock the plan that lets you get high-speed internet for only $65 a month. If you've ever flown cross-country or even on a short VFR hop, you've hit this: no signal. Forget filing IFR in flight, messaging the FBO, or coordinating with anyone on the ground. Cell coverage is sketchy above a few thousand feet and basically non-existent where you really need it most. That's left us with no service and no affordable options. That's where the Starlink Mini comes in. Starlink is a constellation of thousands of satellites that orbit the planet much closer to the Earth than typical geosats, and cover the entire globe. Because the satellites are in low orbit, latency is significantly lower, around 25 milliseconds. Starlink advertises download broadband speed internet just about anywhere in the world, but we'll see what the reality is today. By the way, this video isn't sponsored by Starlink in any way. I just bought the Starlink and want to show you guys all about it. When you first get the Mini, it comes with an AC power adapter and a mount to mount it on a pole, but for using it in an airplane, we don't need any of that stuff. All we need is the Mini itself. This is really small. You can see it's about the size of an iPad, maybe a little bigger, and it's really lightweight. It does require a clear view of the sky, so if you have a Cessna, some of them will have the rear window in the top that has a view of the sky. A lot of people will get the suction mount for it and mount it up there. In the Cherokee 6, we don't have that, but what we do have is a nice glare shield where we can just rest the Mini right up here on the glare shield. Now, all we need to do is power it. It requires 60 to 100 watts of power, and you can buy external batteries that will provide enough power, but I've got a good way to use the ship's power to power the Mini. That way I don't have to worry about recharging anything later, and if the airplane's on, it's on. I've got a 12-volt cigarette lighter style adapter in this airplane, and I've bought this special adapter that will output up to 200 watts and can handle the 5 amps that the Starlink Mini will pull at 60 watts. All I have to do is plug in this adapter to the cigarette lighter here and then use this special cable. Now this is a USB-C to specific Starlink cable, but I plug this into the USB-C port and it should power the Starlink Mini. I am excited to test this out. Let's go flying. So we're in cruise. We got Teddy here to help us out, fellow private pilot.
Yeah, thanks for having me on board.
Curious to see how this thing does. We're going about almost 160 miles an hour. Starlink is connected. All right, I'm going to switch over to the Starlink Wi-Fi.
Afternoon, SoCal, FlexJet 757, 8,500 per.
All right, so let's test out like watching a movie or something.
Great.
All right, I know we said we were going to watch Netflix, but I've got something on Prime Video that we can watch because the pilot's ego knows no bounds.
Okay.
We're going to watch part of this episode for the boys that I shot.
Nice.
All right, let's see if it works.
You didn't download this episode. We are streaming this.
This is streaming. For those that don't know, I'm a cinematographer, and I actually work with Teddy. He works on set as a DIT, so we work together a lot, so it's kind of fun to watch.
Shameless plug.
Totally shameless plug. Yeah, so we're at 9,000 feet right now, and we're streaming Amazon Prime.
There's no delay, no buffering.
Oh, it's pretty sick. Quality looks good.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible.
Okay, look at my cracked iPad screen.
This is streaming, I'd say, at perfect quality.
Yeah. The other thing we could watch, YouTube, we're watching Jason Miller's The Finer Points channel. His ground school app is awesome.
It is. I've actually used it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Shout out to Jason and the Finer Points Ground School app. They are a sponsor of this channel, which is awesome.
It's better than my home internet.
One reason I feel like Starlink is a game changer in flight is for the in-flight weather. Launch the Windy app. This would be incredibly useful. So say we're flying somewhere and we're flying to like an airport that doesn't have AWOS or ASOS, and we want to know what the current cloud conditions are. You could turn on the cloud layers if you go into the layers there and do satellite. Wow, that loaded up super quick too.
That's actually pretty accurate to what we just left also, because the clouds really did stop right here at the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, that's a current satellite picture from 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
You can even press play and it'll animate so you can see the cloud trends. If you guys aren't using Windy, it is a tool that I highly, highly recommend for long-range planning and short-range planning to supplement your pilot official weather briefing. And another shameless plug here is I actually have a course that I could tell you about right now. So I've been using Windy.com as a supplement to my official briefings for the last couple years, and it's really leveled up my flying adventures. With the visual weather tools on the Windy website, I'm able to get a better idea of some go, no-go decisions and plan my routes strategically farther ahead of time. Being able to see cloud layers, cloud tops, freezing levels, winds aloft, the Cape Index, and so much more useful information helps me visualize the weather in the days and hours leading up to the flight. But poking around Windy really isn't enough, which is why I put this detailed course together to help you harness the power of Windy by understanding exactly what you're looking at. I really recommend properly learning this tool for every pilot because it's a game changer for trip and flight planning. So feel free to check out my video course at levelupyourweather.com. This course is brand new, and the first 100 signups with code MONKEY100 will get 15% off.
I gotta say, I'm blown away. Like, I haven't used Windy a whole lot, so I'm definitely gonna check your course out. But I mean, this is pretty impressive because this is really how it looked as we took off from Whiteman.
I mean, the internet seems like it's working really flawlessly.
I would say so. Should we do a speed test?
Yeah, let's do a speed test. First, let me try FaceTiming my mom.
Okay.
All right, I'm connected to Bluetooth here. I don't know if my mom's going to be available.
Well, look at you.
Guess what?
Look at it. I can't believe it. You are FaceTiming from the airplane. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're making a YouTube video, so you're going to be in the video.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
Well, say hi to my friend Teddy.
Hello,
Hi there.
hi.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, well that's pretty epic.
That's
pretty epic.
I can't believe how well that worked.
FaceTiming at 9,000 feet.
The quality was so good, and
Yeah.
Bluetooth in with the headphones to the audio
man.
panel.
That was awesome.
Wow.
That was awesome.
I'm going to have to do all my work Zoom calls from up here.
Yeah, you totally could. Yeah, I'm totally in the office right now. Yeah.
I think the last thing to do in the air would be a speed test.
I think we got to do a speed test.
Man, it's really exciting to be able to have these capabilities in flight. All right, here's SpaceX Starlink, we're connected. Wow, holy crap. We are at about 9,000 feet, 150 megabits down. Let's call it 16 up. That is, that's impressive.
It actually is faster than my home internet. I only have 100 down at home.
Damn, dude. What else could we do?
Dude, the possibilities are endless.
All right, we are going to land, and then I'm going to tell you guys how you can get this plan, because it's really tricky. There's a little bit of a hack to it. So when we land, I'll tell you how you can get the plan. But in the meantime, put a comment down there and let me know how you would use Starlink in the plane, because there's probably tons of things that we're not thinking of. Okay, now for the secret trick of getting the Mini to work with this plan that will work in the airplane that lets you go over 100 miles an hour. The Starlink website is really terrible. Their whole product line is super confusing, but I've done lots of work on this and figured out how to do it, so you don't have to waste your time. Just follow these steps. Going to the Starlink website, the first plans that you see are the residential and roam plans. The plan you actually want is under this tab here on business. And we're gonna go for the local priority plan. And that starts at $65 a month. That's the plan that you want. If you press order now and type in your address, the problem is that the website only gives you options to order different hardware. The Mini isn't a hardware option when you select the local priority plan. All right, so the local priority plan is good for a single country of use. So if you're traveling only in one country, the plan will work there. You do get network priority over other users who have regular like Starlink roam plans. The local priority plan is actually $40 a month, and then you get charged $25 a month for 50 gigabytes of data. And then if you exceed the 50 gigabytes, you can buy like a certain amount per gigabyte, or you can buy another chunk of 50 gigabytes for $25. So what can you do with 50 gigabytes? About 800 hours of web browsing, 100 hours of video calls, and 16 to 20 hours of HD video streaming. That's probably enough for the average user. One other quick note is that you can suspend your plan if you're not going to use it. So once you hit suspend, you've still paid for the rest of the month, but then when the billing cycle renews, you won't pay for any of that period until you reactivate your plan, and then you'll only pay the prorated amount until the new billing cycle date. So here's the workaround. Go back to the main page of the site, go to the roam plan, and press order now. The roam plan starts at $50 a month. Once you click on the roam plan, it will give you the option to order the roam plan with the Mini hardware. So go ahead and order that. You put your address in, fill out the details, buy the Starlink Mini. Then when the Mini shows up and you activate it, immediately go on the Starlink app on your phone and contact customer service and tell them you want to switch over to the local priority plan. And they'll switch you over. If you switch your plan over in the app, it may take a whole billing cycle. But if you switch your plan over in the app and then immediately contact customer service, they can change it within 24 hours and you'll be good to go. I think Starlink is a total game changer for both convenience and safety. I hope this video was useful for you. Drop a comment and let me know how you'd use Starlink in flight. And don't forget to level up your weather with my Windy for Pilots course. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me.